Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ohemaa Bonsu. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay guys, so I'm actually partnering with Sephora to bring you guys this really cute, really quick, really easy Halloween inspired skull look. I feel like this routine that I put together is actually something that you can achieve using products that you have around that you already use to do your makeup. So let's go ahead and let me tell you guys what I've done so far. So I used the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer to prime my skin, and then I put the Sephora Collection 10-Hour Matte Perfection Foundation in the shade Light Espresso. I put that on my face, and now I am setting my face with the Too Faced setting powder. I chose this Too Faced setting powder because it is a very mattifying powder. Like, it snatches the oils out of your face. It is very, very matte, and I needed my face to be very matte so that I can actually finish my whole skull routine and not have my face sweat, because it can get really stressful when you're trying to perfect like a Halloween look, you know what I mean? And then I went in with the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP in the shade Deep Black. I used Deep Black because I needed my brows to be very expressive. So I went in and filled in my brows, and I just did like a perfect brow routine, you know, the whole strokes and everything. And then I went ahead and I cleaned it up with a concealer. So today we'll be using the Norvina Palette Volume 1, and I'm taking the shade C5 and I'm using that as my transition shade. So I applied that literally like all over my eyelids, and I blew it out at the edges so that I can give my eye look, or the idea for the eye look that I had, more of a gradient transition. Okay, and then I went in with A3, which is the purple shade in the palette. There's a few purple shades, but with that A3 shade, I applied that in the middle on my actual eyelid, and I blended it out until I felt like I had enough pigment on my eyelids. Next, I went in with the shade B4 and I applied that in my crease, and I blended that all around, and also like a little bit on my eyelids as well. Then I went in with the shade D5, which is that black shade in there, and I applied the black shade in the middle of my eye, and then I blended out into the purple, into my transition shade. I also went ahead and created that angry brow. I went ahead and just started mapping that out, but I made sure the black blended in with the purple and the transition shade really, really well. Then I go in and apply some of that purple and black combo on my lower eyelids. So I'm using my brush without picking up any products, and I'm just mapping out where my angry brow is going to be. I mean, you can see I already have that raised arched brow bone. So I'm just mapping up that brow bone just so that I don't, you know, put too much color on there at once. I map it out a little bit at a time, and whenever I take the product, I tap it off, and I'm using that purple black combo so that it can give me the same look or the same shade as I have on my eyelid. Okay, so I take a little bit, I tap into the black a little bit, then I tap into the purple, and then I put that. I'm taking the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm using that to map out where my teeth marks are gonna be. So I drew that line, and then I just divided my teeth. I just did any number. You can do any number that you like. It doesn't have to be exactly the number I did. I actually just didn't have a plan on the number. I just started drawing lines and just made sure that I had the same number on each side of my face. So after I did my teeth marks, I went ahead and started drawing in my jawbone. You don't have to draw in the jawbone marks. You just need the top line and the bottom line. You don't have to do the one in the middle. I just did the one in the middle because I'm practicing for like some more skull looks. So I'm just trying to go into the practice of drawing the whole jawbone line, you know. So I went ahead and I'm looking at the picture of an actual skull, and I'm trying to mimic the bone structure that I see in there on flesh. So yeah, that's what I was doing. So after that, I went ahead and drew in the hollows that's going to be on my forehead, which is going to be the temple of my head. I went back into C5, which is our first transition shade, and I'm using that to shade around where I'm going to place my next color, because I want everything to look like a gradient instead of just one harsh color. So I just place that C5 all around where I just drew my jawbone and blended it out really nicely so that it gives me a nice gradient. I also blend on my lips because I need that transition all over my face. I don't want to just have skin and what I'm going to do next. So I'm putting the C5 all over the places. I'm going to put new color on top of it so that whenever I put my color on, I have a beautiful gradient or beautiful transition. So next we're taking the Anastasia eyeliner, and I will insert the name down below because right now I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Anastasia eyeliner, the one I used as my brow shade a while ago. I'm putting that into the hollows of the skull. So this is where all the hollows of the skull would be. I'm blending that into the shape of the jaw that we just drew out, and I'm just shading it in. I'm not like plopping it on, I'm blending it in. And then I also blend that into my temples and my hairline, and just blend. I sped it up because it was a lot of blending and I didn't want to just bore you guys with blending, so that's why I sped it up. So I go back into the black shade in the Novena Volume 1 palette, and I use that to set that eyeliner and also to blend out that harsh line so everything looks like a beautiful gradient. You see, that's why I put the C5 down first, because that gives me a nice gradient from a reddish shade into the black, so it's not just a harsh line of black. I'm just blending it. I'm doing back and forth with the black and the C5 and just blending until I get like a good transition. Then I went back in with that same black shade and I'm applying some of the black into the lower line that we made from the jawbone. I just applied that all around the lower parts of my jawbone, all to the other side. I went back in with the Kat Von D tattoo liner and I drew that line on my lips. When you do it, just make sure that the black on your lower lip does not extend down as far as mine does. Just make it a little bit thinner than I made mine. Mine was a little too big, and it looks good, but I wish I had made it a little bit smaller. And then I went in with C5 and I used C5 in the middle of the teeth marks that I made, and I actually put it all over my tooth mark so that it can give me a nice beautiful transition. Then I used the Urban Decay glitter liner. I will put this shade in here, and I used that to draw my teeth. So I did like a triangular version. The base of the triangle was the top part of the teeth, and then the pointy part of the triangle was the root of the teeth. I just did this all over the tooth, but I went over it like 2-3 times to make the glitter really pop. And whenever I got to my canine teeth, I extended the canine roots a little bit at an angle and just arch them towards my cheekbone. I feel like that gives it a more of a sinister look than just drawing everything straight down. So just arching it a little bit just makes it a little bit more sinister than just, the straight down look. And that's why I arched the tops of where my canine teeth are. So remember I told you guys I went over it twice. This is me going over it the second or the third time just to make sure that it pops, and you can see that it actually stands out a lot more now that I'm going over it a second time. So after that, I used my Sephora Collection Precision eyeliner. It's a matte eyeliner, and I went back in and used that to separate out the teeth some more so you can see the separation in the teeth. So after the teeth were perfect, I went back in to intensify my brow bone to make them look even angrier. I went ahead and applied a little bit more of the black shade onto where my brow bone would be, and I just intensified it a little bit more. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Killawatt, and this is Mo Honey and Afternoon Snack. You guys know I love this highlighter. So I went ahead and I used that highlighter to make my cheekbone, my brow bone, and the top of my brow bone pop. And I also put that on my jaw to make it pop a lot more, especially in like pictures and in the videos. And when you're outside, when light flashes on you, that highlighter will catch the light and just give it a lot more of a skull appearance, you know. So you can see that as I put it on my brow bone, it's like making it look angrier, you know what I mean? Like that was the whole point of it. Okay guys, so after I applied that highlighter, I applied some setting spray, and this is it, you guys. I'm tired. I had to keep my mouth in position for a while. You guys, this is the finished look. If you don't have any of the products that I use, definitely check out Sephora or Sephora.com. They will have all the products that I use in this video. You can also click the link down below and you can find all the products that I use. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do have other videos coming up. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!